Hi, everybody. Dr. Deborah Pacheco here. I am a life coach and an educator. In my practice, I often come across people asking for help for what to say to someone who says something they feel is a little awkward or off-putting, or they want to address it, and only later on would they have thought of how they might address it. One thing that can be very helpful in these types of situations is we limit the amount of talking that we do. We don't offer too much of an explanation, and we allow the other person to ask us questions, and we get to decide if we want to further explain ourselves. So let's walk through a scenario. Let's say that someone who you've been dating for a few weeks is kind of testing you to see what you're willing to do for them. And let's pretend that they said, "Hey, let's take a little bit of your tax refund money and let's go to the casino on Saturday. We could even spend the night, really live it up." And the thought that comes to your mind is, I don't like that idea. And I really don't want to explain myself, so I really don't know what to say. I may not really address it. I may just laugh it off or say, "So, what's for dinner?" We really do ourselves a disservice when we don't address things that we are able to address or that we should address. The reason for that is because it helps to delineate a boundary. It helps to express how we think and how we want to live our life. And it tells people how they can come towards us. Okay, so let's redo the idea that I just floated, which was, let's go to the casino with some of your tax refund money. Let's see how we might respond. "Hey, let's go to the casino next Saturday night and spend some of your tax refund. We could have a lot of fun. You know, you weren't really counting on that money, and it could really be a blast. You need to let your hair down anyway." Take a deep breath and look the person right in the eyes and say, "Thanks for bringing that up. That seems like it's an important idea for you. One thing you need to know about me is I don't go to casinos and gamble." Let it stop right there. Don't say anything else. Now, the person might mock you, the person might tease you, they might call you stuck up, or they might try to put a label on you because they feel a little embarrassed. But they shouldn't feel embarrassed. And you can just, from that point, just move on with your day and keep going. Now, what that has done, it has clearly explained that you have a boundary. You're not required to explain why you have the boundary. You get to decide if that's something that you want to share. When we talk about boundaries, one of the things that might be important for you to reflect upon is if a boundary that you have in place is actually serving you well. When we have boundaries, boundaries are meant to protect us. And often they're based on past experiences that we don't want to experience again. So we put a boundary in place. We may not tell people what the boundary is. It's only when the boundary is challenged in a new relationship that we must and we need to address it. If you have another way of addressing a boundary that you'd like to share, just go ahead and put it in the chat and we can talk about it. Thanks.